Hello everybody, Frank here, live from Shanghai, and I want to welcome you back. First I want to thank my new subscribers and say welcome to you guys. There's a lot of lurkers out there. I just hope you can get something useful from these videos. Now where have I been? Well, week 4 was entitled Setbacks. Week 5 we had a little unrest in Tibet, and I was not able to access YouTube for the week. Now fortunately I can and find out what happened a week ago. That's useful. And week 5 I started a new job, and I didn't have time to make a video because I was all over the city and quite busy. And so it's a good illustration of the setbacks and obstacles that I was telling you about before, because now we're moving into the marathon, the second act. It's the unsung, unglorious act of nothing but brute sweat and stubbornness, and we're going to stick with it. Yeah. So keep on doing that, right? Remember, I told you in week number 4, keep going to the gym. And that's what we are going to do. Yes. All right. Now, I'd like to tell you a little bit of something about the psychology. During this time, I think the psychology is probably a more crucial topic for our new fitness lifestyle than changing or giving you any more fitness activities to do. We're maintaining the fitness and the nutrition as per the previous videos. And what I want to do right now is address your psychological challenges that lay ahead. Now what happens, the way we organic beings are, and the way we develop from infancy, is that our minds categorize things in 2 basic, simple, subconscious categories. And it's not logical. It is purely organic. And the 2 categories are pleasure and fear. And the associations we make that reward us give us pleasure. Things we know give us pleasure. And our mind makes those associations based on pleasure. And the things that we don't know and the things that give us negative experiences are categorized as fearful things. And fears are negatives and the unknown. And all our life we build up this conglomeration of associations. But now we're this person and we want to be a new person. We want to change. We want to step outside of the familiar and step into the unfamiliar success. And to do that, we have to understand where we came from. I mean, evolutionarily speaking, hunter-gatherers for millions of years, they would hang around the campsite, with their families. They would eat, and they would loll around and discuss the weather, gossip. And when they ventured out of the camp to get food, they always took their life in their hands. It was very dangerous to do that. So what happens is that they would tend towards laziness, inaction, the familiar, homeostasis. And we still do that. We tend towards homeostasis, that is, not changing. So think about that. So what we've got to do is we've got to overcome that natural inertia to go into new unfamiliar territory. And that unfamiliar territory is success. So that means we have to consider all the aspects of success, and we have to make those unknowns into knowns. The new responsibilities, commitments, the new work, the social role, maybe a new circle of friends. We have to understand where we're going in order to reach that, and in order not to be undermined by some unconscious fear of change. Okay, now other thing I wanted to tell you about that is when we are moving towards changing our lifestyle, we have to look at two kinds of psychological control. One is called external locus of control. One is called internal locus of control. And that is your perceived sense of control. If you had an overbearing parent in your life or some external influence, like maybe some debilitation or handicap or disability, if you had that in your life, you feel maybe that there are some things you cannot control. Maybe your whole life you cannot control. Certainly I've met a lot of people who believe they have no control. What we want to do is move from that external locus of control and internalize it and realize, regardless of our circumstances, we have the power of choice. And we do choose to act or not to act. And we may not understand our world, and we may not understand our consequences, but we will live in the truth of those consequences. And the truth is, it was our choice all along to better ourselves or not. So I'm hoping for you and for myself that we can make the right choice and move forward together. Okay. Now, as for new habits this week, what we're doing is tightening up the screws of the old habits. We had the gym habit and we had the breakfast habit. I want to wait a little while before we form a new habit. I want to make sure that these habits are solidified. Okay? Because during this time of the novelty wearing off and the extended commitment, I don't want to push too hard and then fail. Right? So, keep going to the gym 2 or 3 times a week. Keep eating a healthy breakfast. Yeah? Okay. Now, if you're smoking, if you're drinking, if you're doing anything like that, the time is coming when you will want to give those up. Maybe it's starting now. When you smoke and you exercise, they don't go well together, do they? And what's it like going from exercise to a cigarette? It's not that pleasurable, is it? There ain't enough room in this town for both of them. And if you want to quit an addiction, there are plenty of techniques for doing that. Research it. Do research it. There are many more techniques we have these days than back in the day when you had to quit cold turkey and suffer and let everybody else around you suffer. Namely, I would recommend hypnosis. I'm not going to tell you too much about hypnosis, but it is a valid, scientifically based technique of the American Psychological Association and the American Medical Association. So it's certainly worth a try. If you expect a quick results, you're going to be disappointed. But it's just like dropping a pebble in a bucket. The change happens over time. Alright, well that's all the time I have this week. So, again, check in. Thanks to my subscribers. And I look forward to hear from you. Remember, don't give up. Keep at it. You are full of strength and power. And you will decide the course of your own change.